Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be talking about how our children are affected, the psychological effects of their voice on children. Children are affected in different ways depending on the age, the age and the level of conflict between the parents, changes and routine, support, and how well the parents communicate and co-parent afterwards. Effects don't occur in every child, but the risk is generally higher when their voice is preceded by high conflict or when the separation is stressful and children feel unstable. Well, the common psychological effects is in different categories. Emotional. One of it is emotional. Mood changes. Anxiety. Thinking about safety. Their future stability and what happens next. And sometimes the children begin to think they have something to do with their voice. They are depressed. The mood changes. Irritability, frequent crying, and anger outbursts, heightened stress reaction. All of this happens based on what the parents present or how they handle their voice. So thinking about how these children will be affected, we're going to concentrate the psychological effects of it. Number one, we talked about the emotional, behavioral changes in school, thinking and processing, their functioning ability in school can be affected as well. Attachment and relationship patterns. They confuse about where is home, because now they're between two homes. Identity and self-concept. Trauma-related symptoms is higher when the conflict is high among the parents. The communication has a lot to do with how the children are affected. So when we think about all of this, how do we help the children? How do we help the children in school? How do we help the children at home? How do we help the children between the two parents? Think about what is going through the minds of the children, mostly when they are younger. 1 week they are here with the dad, the next week they are there with the mom. So there's a conflict, patterns in the way they think. Where is home? What have I done for this to happen? They start blaming themselves. Actually, they have nothing to do with this. Children have nothing to do with this, but reactions from the parents, the type of communications that is going on, they affect the child. They may not know this. Common psychological effects is emotional on the child, the mood, the act in school. Their concentration begins to decline. Their ability to recall information begins to decline. Affects their grade in school because of what's going on at home. Anxiety, worries about, okay, where am I going today? What's going to happen? The reaction of parents when they return from the other parents. Questioning, what happened? Who said what? All of these have effects and impact, lasting impacts on the children. So as parents, we want to do our best to make sure the children are not affected. Not that they will not be affected, but we want to reduce their stress level by the way we co-parent afterwards. Children are not responsible for their voice, but in most cases, they are affected. They are affected because now a family that was together is now separated. They have to go between two homes, between the dad and the mom. They begin to worry about their future. They begin to think they are responsible for what happened or what transpired between their parents. Anxiety, their stress level is heightened. Their self-esteem is affected. In school, sometimes they're confused. Their attention span is affected. Their ability to think and recall information is affected. They constantly worry about the changes at home. The communication between their parents affects their reaction to others. Sometimes they begin to remove themselves, withdraw from other students. They start thinking something is wrong with them. That's why there's problem at home. The adults know better. This is not true. A high conflict when the separation takes place. Struggle with who do I go with? Begin to set in because the children are being questioned. What happened? Who do you want to stay with? You don't want the children to go through this. A stressful moment in their lives. These situations most likely will be fixated in their mind. They're going to continue to meditate on what actually took place, depending on the age. How old are these kids when this took place? That's something they will remember for a long, long time. May never even forget about it. So, what do we do to help these children? Sometimes counseling is required. Counseling is required because they need to voice out what they're thinking. How are they affected by the situation at hand? Let them know they have nothing to do with it. The fault is not theirs. Whatever is happening is between the two adults. They just happen to be children in the situation. Help set up things to reduce their stress level, their anxieties. What activity do they like to participate in school? Engage them in things that they are happy with. Spend time with other people, positive people, not one that will constantly remind them of the situation at home. Talk about how to reduce stress level, what to do when they are angry. Ask them how they feel. Ways to express anger in a positive way. Not by screaming, yelling, or punching somebody else. Everybody gets angry, but the reaction, how do we express the anger? How do we control our emotion? These are things we need to start talking about with the kids. Counseling will be required. in school, at home, to help situate the children affected in the divorce. With that, I'm going to say, please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe as we continue to talk more about the effects of divorce next time. Bye for now.